Okay, good morning, everybody. Okay, so we will continue from the dissolution. So before that, let me start it with this, so please generate the motivation of listening this teaching to attain the Buddhahood to benefit all the sentient beings. So you should cultivate it. I'm so lucky to listen the Dhamma, especially in Dhamma, which is very important for learn about death and dying, and then you should think that I will learn this properly to enrich my spiritual practice to attain the Buddhahood. So I properly, with the intention of benefiting, may I in future benefit all the sentient beings by listening these teachings. You should cultivate this, okay?
大家早，那我们今天会继续讲解死临终时的笑容过程。那在闻法之前，希望大家都能够调整动机。那升起我今天来闻法是为了将来能够成佛，然后以利益一切有情的这样子的动机。今天思维，我今天是如此的有幸能够听闻这个佛法，那而且是关于死亡与临终的内容。那我会好好的学习来精进我的精神跟领受之道，以让我能够成佛，在未来能够利益一切有情。以如此的动机来听闻今天的佛法课，谢谢。
So in time of death, there is also, I think it's good to share you what basically here when you meditate, the dying process, basically here they have a lot of phenomena dissolving when in the dying process. Each 8 steps, they have different phenomena associated with each element, they dissolving. But you don't need to remember everything. But if you hear this, it will be give you a mental imprint, so that in future when you learn or practice the tantric practice, then it's useful. Right now also if you don't receive the highest yoga tantric empowerment, you cannot we cannot share with these basic things, but we will share the basic what elements are dissolving. Basically there is 5 also. When time of our death, these 4 elements, earth, water, fire, wind elements, and then the white appearance and red increase, appearance of red increase, and black new attainment, and then clear light. So these 8 are they use the settler winds. So each of winds from the starting from the earth element to the clay light, all the wind, they use the wind, settler wind energy. This is called mount wind. So they will, when they started dissolving, they dissolve into the center channel. So in Buddhism also you should learn this. This will be useful in future. Buddhists believe that there is a central channel and then there is a left and right channel within that. And then normally for ordinary person, we use the right and left channel. They don't. We cannot use the central channel. Central channel was because of our karmic obscuration. It believed that it will be all blocked. That's why and then in the heart chakra, the indestructible drop, which is our most subtle consciousness, is just dwell there and dwell without activation, without functioning. It's like unconscious. So this will be function or activated 2 times when enter into mother's womb, and then when it's leave from our body and the time of after the clay light appearance, and then it leaves our current body. So these 2 times they just function. Otherwise, it's stay inside. I mean, it's inside our heart chakra, and it's never activated. It just live there as a unconscious or unactivated. So in here, when all this resolution process, you should I will just tell you what elements are. There's say 25 phenomena are dissolving. 25 phenomena are dissolving. So we will go just listening them. And most important, you can, before you go to sleep, or normally when you practice, then what you do, you just visualize, or if the earth element dissolve, appearance like mirage, or then water element dissolve, oh, it's appear like the smoky things. And then fire element dissolve, then you see the sparkling light. And then wind element dissolve, then you see the end of the butter lamp appears. And then you also the red appearance, no, white appearance appeared. Then you say this is the first 3 consciousness dissolve. They have 3 different levels. First, after the wind element dissolve, into the white appearance, and then you should, oh, it's appear like white appearance is like this, and then white appearance, and then so this will be go one by one. So why they appear like that, also we will explain. So this you should normally you should practice like this. So in future, and then you can relate it, this we practice will be used with taking the 3 kaya in the path. So you can use this as like tantric practice. But right now, even if you visualize the appearance of each dissolution of these 8 steps, it say in sutra, even you have understand this will prevent you to born into the lower realms. So it's very, very beneficial. And also when you started, okay, first, yeah, Lobsangla, can you please translate first this?
Rinpoche, I have a question about the dissolution of wind. You said we'll see the end of Borderland. You said that when the wind element dissolves, we will see the end of Borderland.
No, when wind element dissolve into central channel, then what happened? The first this white appearance of this element, wind element dissolves. Number white appearance.
No, what we will see when the wind
wind element
dissolves.
dissolve. What we see?
Yeah.
And wind element dissolve appearance. Appearance is sputtering bottle lamp. You know what this basically? It's, let's say, wind element dissolve. The day you will see when bottle lamp, we light the bottle lamp, and end of the bottle lamp, all the butters just used, and then it started just pop up little bit brightly and then go slowly. At that time, it's the end of the butter lamp, just end of the butter lamp. So it just come up a little bit bright, but orange, a little bit like orange color, and then it's slowly diminishing. So at that appearance, it's in the text or master, they say, is slowly seeing the butter lamp is in the dark room. Imagine you have a butter lamp, and then end of the butter lamp just flickering, and it's like becomes so red and orange. It slowly diminish. That kind of do you have any this 停止下来的
I see now. Now I see what Butterland is.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a spring butterlamp about to go out.
Okay.
It's English is spring. So this butterlamp just appear like this, and then slowly it's like diminishing. It's like so at that in the dark night and in the dark room. Just imagine like that, you know.
就是我们今天要谈的呢，就是跟大家分享，就是在死亡的时候会基本上经历的一些过程。那主要会谈到8个步骤。那大家不一定就是要记得这每一个步骤，但是就是至少让大家心理上会留下一个印记，在之后要再深入学习或者是在学习密咒圣的内容的时候，会有很大的帮助。那一般来说的话，就是除非确定大家都接受过了无上瑜伽的灌顶，要不然就是不会讲的特别的详细。就是无上瑜伽灌顶之后的密咒圣内容，在讲这一部分的话，会再更有细节。但是我们这一次讲的话呢，我们还是会从就是地水火风4大元素的消融，然后再谈到就是白显，然后红增，然后黑净的到明光出现的过程。那在佛教里面呢，我们承许人的就是在我们的身体里面有中脉跟左脉跟右脉。那像刚刚仁波切跟我解释的，就是跟仁波切确认，就是那个地水火风逐次消融之后，那风会进入中脉，然后就会接下来开始进入维系意识，然后白显的过程。然后一般人的中脉里，就是大家的中脉里面都会有一个心轮，那可是呢，这个心轮呢，会因为业的关系，然后业跟烦恼的关系，这个心轮只会开启2次。那我们的最极为细的心事就住在这个意识，就住在这个心门里面。那它只会开启2次，一次是就是我们进母胎的时候，那另外一次呢，就是在明光显现之后，然后我们这个极细微意识要离开这个身体的时候。然后除此之外的，就是指一般没有高证悟修行的人，那一般来说就是只有这两个时间点，我们的心轮会打开。那在这2个时间点之外，我们的心轮都不会打开。那我们还是会讲到说，就是讲这个消融的过程。那会有提到25个元素的消融，那这是最重要的。那即使就是我们可以在平常，例如说睡前，就是睡觉的时候，或者是在禅修的时候，都可以去观想这一些消融的过程。例如说，之前提到那个地大种或地元素要消融的时候，会现起阳焰，或者是像水一般的这样的幻想。然后水大种消融的时候呢，会有烟，会像看到烟一样。然后火大种消融的时候，会像有那个就是火光这样子在闪烁。然后风大种消融的时候呢，会像是酥油灯，它已经快要燃烧殆尽，所以你就会看到本来很明亮的，那后来可能就会变得像变成红色，变成橘色，然后最后它最后就会陷入了黑暗，因为它已经烧光了。然后这个时候，我们的那个细微的风就进入了我们的中脉，然后就会有白显的显象产生。那就是像类似这样子的一个过程呢，我们这次会就是大略的介绍，那大家可以以后在学习密咒圣内容，像3声为道用的时候，再学到更就是更详细的内容。那平常的话呢，就是我们就是不停的在，例如说平常睡前或者是在禅修的时候去观想这8个过程。那至少呢，我们可以就是止我们来生投生到3、2去。 Let's. 我们是这是
So, okay. So here, let me go a little bit. Okay, so when we time of death, these 5 phenomena which present in our body to make functioning, all they just dissolve one by one. So I will just read of them. So they will 5 aggregates will be dissolved. So they will dissolve. You don't need to actually. I will send you the chart. It's very complicated, so you don't need to remember. Just listen and say 5 aggregates, and then 4 elements. Then also it's a 6 power. 6 power here means eye sense power, ear sense power, nose sense power, tongue sense power, body sense power, and mental power. So they are called 6 powers. Okay. Then 5 object. 5 object are visual form object, sound object, smell object, taste object, textual object like body, feeling. And these are the 5 objects and the 5 basic wisdoms. So they are also we in 5 basic wisdoms are ordinary beings. We say 5 basic wisdoms. Enlightened being, we can say wisdom, 5 wisdoms. So 5 basic wisdoms are basic mirror-like wisdoms, basic wisdom of equality, basic wisdom of individual analysis, basic wisdom of accomplishing activity, or basic wisdom of Dhammadhatu. So these 25 phenomena will be dissolved with each step of 8 different dissolution process. 4 elements, and then the 4 settler consciousness. So we already finished last time until the I think the wind element. So we just finished wind element. Okay. So also and you should also learn here also most of our body functions depend on this. In Tantric also they say the 5 root wind and the branch wind. So you will be here then when know about a Tantric, you learn about, then they say our body have also functioning, our sensory functioning due to 5 branch elements, our momentary solidity, and our speech, our urine passing, all this because of the 5 root wind. So there is a 5 root wind and a 5 branch wind. They will also dissolve. So if you hear this, it's good to know, but you don't need to remember everything. Okay. So after what happened, dissolution of wind element. So when you say dissolve the wind element, these all the 4 elements and the 4 settler consciousness, this use the energy, the wind, mountain wind. When dying person, when the death comes, what happens? This central channel we automatically, and they say it's like entangled, it's blocked. So it's tangled, so it will be automatically entangled due to the karmic force, and then it will be loosened and its central channel will open. The central channel open, then this the mounting wind of each of these elements and each of these subtle consciousness, white appearance, red increase, red appearance, neo black attainment increase, clear light. These subtle winds will also dissolve into enter into this central channel. When they dissolve into central channels, and each of these become functionless, they stop functioning. So when they stop functioning, then it says each of them stop functioning. That time is we call dissolve. It's dissolved doesn't mean winds are dissolved into go into central channel, but these elements will stop functioning. That is called dissolution. Okay. So idea. So what happened? The wind elements dissolve. Okay, we finish now. What happens? This wind element dissolve, and then now the white appearance. White appearance is basically white is become white in the settler consciousness. Now it's become all elements are all dissolve one by one. Finish earth element, dissolve into water element dissolve into fire element dissolve into wind element dissolve into now the subtler consciousness called Y appearance. So Y appearance is why it is Y appearance when when we human being the overconsciousness use our father's white drop and mother's red drops, and then they started forming the human beings. Okay, so what happens? Well, location of white drop is always in the crown chakra. They say crown chakra, and red drop that bring from mother, that will be in the navel chakra. Okay, so the over-settler consciousness, the indestructible drop, or the most settler consciousness is stay in our heart chakra. Okay, now everything, the elements all started stop functioning, that means dissolved. Then what happens? Slowly in the wind, white appearance started to come, appearance started to form, rising, because the central consciousness started seeing, because when the white drops started to dissolve, they dissolve into the center channel, it's slowly coming down, and then it started appearing white, white, bright white. It's a bright white, like autumn season. It will start to appear to the consciousness. Okay, and that's so why, because now the body started to stop functioning, center channel started opening, and then white drop is started also the wind which mounted by white drop started dissolving into center channel, and then it's also started dropping down. So when it started dropping down, it's then we in consciousness, our subtle consciousness is we see appear the bright white. Okay, that's because the white drop is coming down from the crown chakra, because now it's not no more function. We are dying, right? Dying, so the wind is now not supporting. The wind which mounted by white drop is not supporting anymore. Therefore, it's just dropping down, and white appearance come. Now also from the navel chakra, also the red drops is started also losing its grip, because the wind that mounted on the red drop which mounted on the wind, that is also not supporting them. It started dissolving into center channel upwards. Then that's why in the appearance it says, in my master this say, you will feel like in the bright light, in center of the bright light, you started appearing the red light in the sun, in the middle of the sun, and then it white in the center, it's become very red. It's just slowly appear, right? So in the consciousness, you feel that on the white, first you appear, white drops come down, you see the white autumn moon, like whiteness, bright whiteness just coming, you appeared in your consciousness. You just imagine. Okay, and then in the middle of that started forming the red. You see the red is appearing, rising, and red appearing in the center, become very red really appearing. That's why, because the red drops come up, then slowly they slowly come into the middle. Then what happens? Slowly they both of touch, it become a dark, completely like dark room. It's like dark room. Okay, up to dark room, there's a near black attainments. That's called near black attainments. Near black attainment, what happened up to that? Then near black attainment have two portions, upper portion and lower portion. So what upper portion, lower portion, what it means, when the beginning it started to completely become dark, and then you become unconscious. At that time, the upper portion when started to slowly, white appears, come, and then in the middle of the white, you slowly start seeing the red appearance, and then started completely, like you feel like knocked out. You like completely dark, and the dark at the beginning you started, there is a settler awareness. Awareness is there still, and then slowly you completely unconscious. It's like feel complete. There is no awareness, nothing in the low part, low portion of the dark appearance, near dark appearance. There's no awareness. It says, and then slowly what happens? Then this all dark is like unconsciousness. All the conceptual thoughts, settler conceptual thoughts goes with that energy, just disappear, diminish, everything diminish. Then what happens? White, the clear light appears. So at that time, then in the 7 appearance, the dark, in the thick dark, then unconscious swooping. I don't know what is mean by swooping, but they translate like that. But up and then very vacuum, empty, like white, pure light, extremely pure, because most settled consciousness free of any conceptual link. It's just totally, it's like naked, it's like naked, and it's clear, and it's like space, free of space. You feel like it's like space, vacuum, but it's very white. It says morning sun not yet come, the darkness just disappeared, and then you see in the clear light at the morning. So you should look sometimes, and there's no cloud, and then you see the bright vacuum kind of whiteness. You feel like that. So your consciousness, the most cellular consciousness, you will see this. So that is the most the settler consciousness. From there, then it's not nothing to dissolve. That is the final, the most settler's consciousness. So at that time, what happens? This is the most powerful consciousness, and when you practice meditation on emptiness, especially when you practice meditation on emptiness, if you tantric practice of taking the 3 kaya into path, then that time you meditate on emptiness, what happens? Automatically you go into, your mind started recognizing the emptiness with that settler consciousness. So that is why some master, when they stay in tuktam means clear light meditation. When the master pass away, then they stay in the meditation state. So that many master can use this settler consciousness. When you have realized emptiness, they recognize the emptiness, and then stay in that state of observation or meditation on emptiness, you can purify many negative karmas. So that's what its main purpose of this. But we appearance like this, we see after the clay clay light, very clear space, free of white, red and black, and clay like mind of death will be appear. And then those normal people, they cannot recognize emptiness at that time, and they cannot use this settler mind for consciousness, settler consciousness for recognizing emptiness. Then they just leave the body, your current body, and then go into pato. Okay.
好，我们会提到有5蕴的消融，然后4元素的消融，还有就是6力的消融。那6力其实指的就是我们的就是视觉的能力，就是眼耳鼻舌身，就是这6个能够感知的能力。然后还有就是这个眼耳鼻舌的对境，比如说色声香味触，色声香味的消融，然后还有我们的基本的智慧，就基本的智消融的这些状况。那仁波切会之后会再给我们一个详细的表，那大家其实不用记得，就是不用记得非常的详细，但是只要知道有是一些过程。那这边讲的就是以上有25个现象的一个消融的一个过程。那我们上次已经谈到说就是风大种或风这个元素的消融。那这个时候呢 我们的就是风呢，基本上我们在谈身体里面的风的话，会提到就是5个根本风跟5个支分的风。那就风的消融的话，就是它一般来说，我们身体里面的一些风呢，它是能够就是我们的意识其实是启程在这些风上的。那被启程的风呢，其实它就是帮助我们身体做了很多的功用，包括我们的呼吸啊、排泄等等的身体功用，其实是靠这些风。那在地水火风4大元素都消融了之后呢，那这些风就是平常被意识启程的这些风，它就会消融，然后就是进入到了中脉，它消融了之后，那我们本来的中脉一直都是就是它是中间是一个有脉结的，它是缠住的，它平常不会打开。可是，在风元素消融进入中脉之后，这个脉结就会慢慢的松开。那我们的我们的因为业力的关系，这个脉结慢慢松开了之后呢，那我们的最粗分的意识就会开始进入细分意识的状态，然后就会开始进入我们所说的就是白显红增黑净得到明光的这个过程。那我们之前已经提过了，所谓的就是每个元素的消融，其实就是指这个元素失去了功用。那在风进入中脉，就是风消融之后，那所有的就是像意识所启程的这些风都已经消融了。那白显是怎么出现的呢？白显是因为呢，在我们的顶轮，就是人呢，它是由父精跟母血所成的。那父精呢，通常我们就是讲成白明点，母血我们讲的是红明点。那白明点会在那个它就是形成人之后呢，白明点是存在我们的顶轮的位置，然后呢，红明点呢是在我们的就是应该算是说生殖轮，我不太确定密轮的位置。好，那在白显的时候呢，因为已经没有风可以启程，所以这个我们顶轮的白明点呢，它会慢慢的落下，落到我们的心轮这边。那这个白明点慢慢落下的时候，我们就会现出像有秋天的月光这样子的感觉，它是一片的明亮，就是非常非常的干净的明亮。那这个呢，就是白明点的状态。那接下来呢，我们的红明点会从密轮的，就是母血的部分，就是红明点，它因为也没有了启程风，它就是慢慢的往上升，然后它就会升到也是要往心轮的位置，然后上升。那这时候就是我们会感觉到说，在一片白色的秋天月光之中，那好像出现了一点红色，那好像这个秋天的月光呢，变成了秋天的太阳那样子的红色出现。那这两个呢，父精母血就是红明上面的向下来的白明点跟下方升上去的红明点，它会在心轮的位置相遇。那这个时候呢，就会出现黑净的，也就是他们上下在心轮的位置相遇之后呢，我们会从原本的秋天的月光的白色，然后看到了就是白显的状态进入了红增的状态之后，然后黑净的就会变成本来是白，然后白中加了红，然后红之后会一片全黑。那这时候呢，在黑净德的上半部分跟下半部分，上半部分我们还会感觉到还有意识的存在，就是还有很极为细的意识。但是在黑净德的下半部分呢，我们会感到这个极为细的意识跟我们所有的能量，或者是所有的对，就是能量也会一起的消失。那这个感觉呢，就会像我们到了一个完全真空的状态一样。那这个空间呢是无边无际的，然后 我们就会觉得好像很赤裸，因为什么都没有的那种感觉。那这个情况呢，其实有点像是说早上太阳还没有真正升起，但是黑暗已经消失的时候的那个情况。那其实大家可以找个时间去稍微早一点起来，然后去看那个时候的那个天色的样子。好，那这个时候是我们最细微心事的要消融的情况。那这个时候其实这个最细微的心事，就是在明光出现的时候的这个最细微的心事，它是非常有力量的一个心事，我们可以用它来禅修空性。那这个也是通常在密法里面学转三身为道用的时候会提到的，所以会有一些非常有正量的一些修行人，他们会在这时候进入了所谓我们讲的 to down 或者是安住死性的一个状态，他们可以用这个最细微的形式来禅修空性，然后可以净化非常多的恶业。那当这个明光消失的时候，就是真正死亡的时候。那一般的修行人，就是高正量的修行人，可以用这个时候用明光来禅修空性。但是如果一般的人他没有他没有做这样子的禅修的话，他一般的人其实他可能就是无法认识到这个明光是最细微的形式，所以他也没有办法用这个最细微形式来禅修空性，所以他的这个最细微形式就会离开身体，然后进入了中阴的状态。
So here the main thing is just to remember that all the four elements dissolve what appears in our consciousness, cellular consciousness. So last time somebody said, "Oh, if you are the like become dementia, like when you are in dying, these automatically appear in your cellular consciousness. Even you become dementia and time of death, these appearance will be appear in your mind." So like so first is the water first earth element dissolve, then you appearance, what in your consciousness your appearance is mirage like appearance, the shimmering visions. So that is very easy, everybody know, right? When you drive a car in the hot weather, in this long distance, you see some kind of watery shimmering kind of appearance. So you should, that time you should think that, now my earth element is dissolving, so I'm drying, my earth element is dissolving. You should imagine like this in the beginning. Beginning you don't need to use anything, just focus and visualize the appearance. Okay. And then second, water earth element stop functioning, it's called dissolve. Then what happens, the smoky like appearance, it's like, they say, my master says, when I try to ask visualize, it says, when you in the bright night in the chimney, there's not black smoke, white smoke just come up, like white smoke. Sometimes you see in the night, in the moonlight, when in the chimney you see the pure white smokes just come out, like, so not the black smoke. Okay, that white smoke, you imagine that in the white smoke, totally white smoke in the dark and in the bright night. Okay, so this appearance, now because the earth element dissolved, and then water element, you imagine that when the water element dissolve, and then now next is when the fire element dissolve, then you can sparkling firefly, like. And so sometimes master said this, if you don't see, sometimes in the forest, sometimes you see in the forest there is dark forest, you see the fireflies everywhere, is the fireflies. I don't know, I didn't see that, but there's sometimes in some place that you see the dark in night, you see the firefly flickering around. So you can you can imagine like that, or in the dark night you just the fireworks, There is one fire when you light, it's just sparkling, and then you rotate it around, you will see the flickering fire all over, the sparkling fire all over. So that is that appearance, like you imagine, like when the fire element dissolve. Now wind element dissolve, wind element stop functioning, then so this is a finally flickering candlelight. Candlelight, when it's flickering, it's like, end of the candlelight, then it's burn like this, and then slowly it's just slowly it's like orange type, red orange type, slowly diminishing, like flickering. So you can imagine like that for wind element dissolve. Now white appearance is a bright white light, like autumn moonlight. So can you imagine here? You should imagine. So that kind of appearance when the white, that is when the white drops just coming down and not supported by wind and mounted wind, it's just dissolved into the center channel. That is the white appearance. Okay, so you should also know why white appearance come up. White appearance just appeared because white dropped from the crown chakra, just coming down and dissolve into the center channel. Now the red increase. So they don't say red appearance, it don't say red increase. What happened? Red increase, actually navel chakra, that is actually it's functioning, it's called turmo. You heard of turmo? So that is actually, it is like red energy is helps to heat, to increase the heat. So that's like in navel chakra. So that drops just dissolve into the center channel. Wind, the winds mounted by that red drop dissolve into center channel. Then you have an appearance, you have a vivid red orange, like in the this is like sunset. When sometimes you see when the sunset in the clay light, clay sky, in the sunset, it's like bright orange red. You see, just imagine like that. Okay, and then black neo attainments. So black neo attainment experience thick darkness, like this. You say it's sometimes you say in the sky, star, there's no star, and then it's totally like the dark, completely dark, there's no light. Okay, so imagine like that the dark appearance, and that black neo attainment. Now the clear light appearance is transparent. You said it's all transparent, luminous awareness. So what happens is a very white, bright, transparent vacuum light. You can imagine it's vacuum light. So this you should focus one by one, like imagining all these things. In the beginning, even sometimes you may mistake the different visual, but then try to understand what is that. So you just imagine one, two, like one by one this appearance. Then what happens? Each of these desolation have a, the mind become more settler. So basically, when you started meditation, it teach you to focus, and then your consciousness becomes settler and settler and settler. That's so, and then finally you will be in the most settler consciousness, called the clay light. So main practice here, if you practice like this, even you don't understand what is dissolving with all these 25 phenomena, but main thing here you practice the appearance of all the dissolutions of the four elements and the four stage of the consciousness. So this will be also good for you to practice every night before you go to sleep. And then also sometimes if you practice before you go to sleep, in the dream you will be appear like this. At that time, sometimes if you could try to remember that, oh, this is oh, now this appearance is like, oh, now it's dissolving element like this, or this, or this, now water element is dissolving, now wind element dissolving. So you learn this focusing. Then my teacher is also says why it help us? Because when drying process, many times because of our different elements, then you will be experience a different kind of appearance, you know. So if you focus this, then you will purely focus of this. You will not distracted with the other appearances, you know. So if you have not trained your mind, then drying process, it's randomly you feel you can appear funny things. If you train your mind, and then you can recognize each these appearances. So each appearance, and then your focus becomes, mind becomes very focused instead of getting lost into the different fearful appearance. Okay, so you focus like this. It will teach you to discipline your mind to not distract it. Just focus one by one like that. So if you do every day like this, can you imagine after many years you will be, even before you go to sleep, you will meditate on that. In your dream also you can appear like this. And then dream state and dying process is similar. Both of them has maybe little the settler consciousness, subtlety of the consciousness, but where you can appearances will be, you can practice in the same way. So therefore it's very, very helpful for us to, and it's also help us to not scare of anxiety of dying. And then when you're getting old or you're getting sick, if you every day you practice like that, and then when your time of death automatically comes, even you are conscious, the dementia, whatever you unconscious, you will in settler consciousness inside, you will be started following that pattern because you are practicing this. Okay, in the then, and if those who okay, I don't talk. So yeah, but so try to practice this every night before you go to sleep. And first don't worry, just read and try to visualize this different appearance, 8 different appearance of each dissolution. Okay. So when also, do you remember when you say dissolution of one element to another, it doesn't mean that it's dissolved into another element. It's not that. It is just stop functioning the elements, and then it's called dissolution. So each of these elements and consciousness, they use the settler wind energy, mounting wind. They just dissolve into the central channel. That's why now these elements and consciousness stop functioning. Moment they stop functioning, and then next started appearing. Okay, so that's a main thing. So I think this you should practice this appearance, and then in future when you uh, receive the tantric practice, then you see, especially in the Yamataka, do you remember we are visualizing the dissolution of the three beings, Samaya being, wisdom being, and then concentration being dissolved into the later Hung, and then in the Hung the Shabju, then Shabju dissolve into Hung, Hung dissolve into head of the Hung, head of the Hung dissolve into the half cycle dissolve into the cycle dissolve into the Nanda, the Nanda later. So this will be mixed with this dissolution will be very helpful when you practice tantric practice of dissolution, or especially taking the Tamakaya in the path. So this, you don't need to remember this, just I say why it's useful for in future. Okay, so yeah, and the end, when you see the in the appearance of the clay light, and then everything just dissolve into emptiness, and then you focus in the emptiness. Nothing is intrinsically exists, everything is dependent arise. Now everything was dissolved, and then you should and end of this dissolution, you should meditate on emptiness a little bit in each meditation, and then you go to sleep. Then I think it will be okay. So that's my suggestion. Okay, yeah.
好，那我们就是再稍微复习一下我们听到的，或者是大家会有的这些就是有关于四大元素、四大种消融的过程，还有就是今天提到的有关于细微的意识出现的时候的，就是消融的时候的白显、红增跟黑净的，还有最后的明光。那就是如果大家能够串习，或者是说就是每天都去练习这8个步骤的过程的话，那即使因为这是就是我们临终的时候一定会出现的，所以即使是像上周有师姐问说那如果已经患了失智症，会不会没有办法去显现或者是意念出这样的过程？那但是其实就是那个时候呢，就是在这些消融过程的时候，其实已经是细微意识在运作的时候，所以呢，即使有失智症即使就是可能已经病到无法思考，或者是有失智症这样子影响认知的这些疾病的话，在临死的过程，这些4大的消融等等的这些步骤或者是过程呢，都还是会显现，而且是可以被细微意识，就是我们如果训练细微意识的话，我们是可以去认知到或认识这些过程的。那我们提到了就是说地的消融，那地的消融，地元素的消融，其实就是出现了就是像水一般，海市蜃楼、水机这样子的幻象，就是我们会感觉到远方有水，就像我们开车在很热的天气开车在高速公路上，那我们就看到远方像是有水的形象出现。那我们要做的呢，其实就是一直就是要专注于观想每个步骤，就是在每个步骤的时候，那我们就是意识到说，好，地元素消融的时候，会出现什么样的景象？我们看到什么样的景象的时候，是地大种在消融的这个过程。然后再来水消融的话呢，我们会有烟的感觉，就是会好像有烟出现。那仁波切上师的说法呢，就是就想在一个非常暗的黑夜里面，然后有一个烟囱冒出了白烟，它是一个全白的烟，它不是黑烟。那这个时候呢，就是水大种消融的时候，然后再来火大种消融的时候呢，就像是如果我们在一片黑暗的森林里面呢，我们看到了萤火虫的光亮，它就是一闪一闪一闪的，然后那就我们或者是说我们在就是小时候，如果我们玩过那种烟火，像仙女棒这种烟火的话，我们会看到最后它会有那个火光的闪烁。那个火大种消融就有点像这样子的景象会产生，然后再来最后就是风大种的消融，它就是那个像酥油灯或蜡烛，它已经燃烧到快要烧尽的时候，那个烛火就会开始摇曳，然后出现了最后的红橘色，然后最后就消失了。那这个时候就是已经完成了风大种的消融。那接下来就是风大种消融之后，那所有的意识，那这个细微意识进入了中脉，然后这时候会先现出呃就是一片白亮亮的那个白月的明亮的状态，那这个就是白显出现的时候，那会出现白显呢，就是因为像我们刚刚所说的，那在我们顶轮的部经，也就是白明点，它因为已经没有了起承风，没有它可以起承的风，因为风大龙已经消融了，那它就会慢慢的往我们的心轮落下来。然后再来，在白明显之后呢，会出现了红增。那红增呢，就是我们从母亲那里得到的不经母血的母血，也就是红明点的部分，它就会从我们的密轮的部分，我慢慢的往上升。那这个呢，是给予我们就是热的能量或者是红的能量。那 我们也有听过，例如说有些人他练着火，那其实也是跟这个部分有关系。那我们这个红显呢，对不起，红增呢，那它其实就是会慢慢的出现红橘色。那我们可以想象，就是例如说，我们之前是说那这边呢就提到就是像日落一样的那个那个颜色跟景象。接下来就是黑近的，那我们就想到说，在一个没有云、没有星空的、没有星星的夜晚，然后是全部一片的黑暗。那这个时候呢，就是黑近的。那最后呢，进入了死亡明光的部分，那我会现出一片的真空。那我们要专注的呢，我们要练习呢，其实就是专注于每一个步骤，那试着去了解说，哦，这个步骤，我们认出说，哦，这个步骤是哪一个步骤，现在是哪一个元素的消融，现在是进入了内在消融的哪个部分，然后这样呢，有帮助于让我们的心思可以变得越来越细微。然后呢，我们去想说，就是每天呢，在我们睡眠之前，或者是即使在我们的梦里面，甚至也都会出现这25个现象。那特别是就是这4大元素的这个外在消融的过程，还有内在的这细微意识的消融的过程。那如果我们练得够熟悉的话呢，我们甚至其实梦的步骤呢，那它的步骤其实跟我们这个临终的时候的这些步骤很像。那如果我们进行的够熟悉的话，我们甚至在梦中也能够认出类似像我们讲的这个元素消融，或者是刚刚意识消融的这样子的过程。那仁波切的上师是提到说，那主要是我们要观察在不同的阶段我们会有的不同的经验跟感受。那这个呢，可以帮助我们在死亡的时候，我们不会受到其他纷乱的显现的影响。我们可以专注在这个消融的过程，让我们的心比较不会受到其他的状态的干扰，其他死亡临死的时候的干扰。那如果我们每天在睡前练习，或者是在睡梦中也能够想到这些过程的话，那其实对于我们临终时，我们不会有焦虑，我们不会有害怕，是非常有帮助的。那即使如果我们现在开始就每天在睡前练习，或甚至在睡梦中可以练习，那有一天等到我们就是已经病得很严重，或者是我们可能有了失智，那我们都还是可以在临终的时候很自然而然的去辨认出这样子的一个过程出来。所以请试着在每晚临睡前去观想这8个消融的过程。那所谓的消融，那就如同我们之前讲的，它就是失去了功用。那例如说风的消融，风大种的消融，它其实是风已经失去了作用，然后细微意识就会进入中脉，而不是就是有些人会以为是说什么地融入水啊，地融入水，水融入风，不是。那地大种的消融就是地大种失去了功用，水大种的消融就是水失去了功用，这样子。好，那例如说所谓的消融，那例如说有些人如果他修大威德金刚的话，那我们会提到说最后的就像世人尊、三尊等，那它会融入一个中子字，那吽字，那吽字呢，它可能下面的那个勾勾它就会开始消融，然后接下来消融到就是上面增加吽字上面的那一杠，然后再来是那个上面的那个圆点会消融成半月，半月再完全消融，然后到上面的哪大等等，那就是类似像这样子的一个消融的概念。然后这个呢，会对我们之后转三身为道用的时候，在修法身为道用的时候，会非常的有帮助。那到时候呢，就是也在明光的就是在这个 明光出现的时候，我们会了解到说一切都是观待的。那在最后的这个消融的过程，我们利用这个消融这个明光的时候，我们可以来禅修空性。那希望大家能够从现在起，就是从每天晚上睡前都这么做。好，这是仁波切的建议，谢谢。
Okay, now time up, but yeah, this week please meditate on this appearance of the eighth stage of resolution. Okay, and then basically from the Lamrim point of view, you should remember the 3 root point and 9 reasoning for each of these as a 3 reasonings, and then you have determined to what to do. So just reflect on them, and at beginning also you should remember the 6 disadvantage of not remembering the death, 6 advantage of remembering the death, benefit of death. So at the beginning you may not be feel anything, but you have to keep thinking about all this the point, and also read the middle lamrim or lamrim on the death. It's very important. Read again, think again. That's how meditation do. Meditation, you started analyzing and started to concentrating of the point, and then slowly your mind started singing in the meanings. When you sing in the meaning, then your mind started understand the meaning. You understand, then you develop the wisdom of understanding, listening. This wisdom you can transform into wisdom of contemplation, and gradually you can transform wisdom into meditation. Then you can actualize. Actualize means actually you will be recognize the true meaning in the heart and mind. So then you can exactly feel the purpose. Okay, so we will stop here. We are running out of time. Thank you very much for Lobsangla and everyone.
好，那因为时间的缘故，那最后再就是提醒大家一下，那这周呢，希望大家做的禅修的练习就是去观想这8个阶段。那同时呢，还是要请大家就是再去意念，就是我们之前讲过的道次第所说的念死无常的3根本跟9因相。然后呢，还有就是6个不去思维念死无常的过患，以及6个去思维念死无常的功德利益。那大家也可以阅读像是略论里面所提到的这个有关于念死无常的部分。那所谓的禅修就是一再一再的去串习，那所以像是包括阅读，还有就是我们去做观察修，还有止住修，让我们自己可以自己的那个意识心识可以沉浸在我们所要串习的内容，我们要禅修的内容里面，然后去了解我们所要禅修的内容。这样子呢，我们的闻慧才能够变成思慧，然后闻所生慧变成思所生慧，思所生慧再变成修所生慧。那我们要实际上的去行动，然后实际上的去禅修跟观想，然后让我们的心跟意识呢，可以去了解到说，好，那我们这次禅修的目的到底是什么？那是。
Also, Tujiche, thank you.